Welcome to another JPS via iOS tutorial. In this last episode of 6, we'll discuss miscellaneous functions and settings. In this episode, we'll uncover a handful of functions that can enhance a VIA user's ability to manage their own device. Those functions include Do Not Disturb, Duty Mode, Silence Mode, Surveillance Mode, and other functions within the settings menu that can be used to set up your device to meet your mission requirements. So let's get started. For all intents and purposes, the VIA app on your device can and should remain turned on, not only during work hours, but also after a shift has been completed, and even during weekends or travels outside one's area of operation. With that being said, privacy during and beyond the workday can be effectively managed directly from within your VIA app. As an operator, you can remain in contact with the organization or agency, particularly when emergencies and mission-critical events warrant your availability on an on-call basis. One such function that can be used to provide some privacy is Do Not Disturb, also known as DND. This function is global, meaning it will affect your presence equally amongst all VIA users and groups. When Do Not Disturb is enabled on your VIA app, users will not be able to send you audible alert calls or PTT calls. If a VIA user is in Do Not Disturb mode, their presence indicator next to their name will be red with a hyphen, as seen in the contacts list. If you attempt to send a PTT call or alert call to that user, you'll receive a return notification indicating that that user does not want to be disturbed. However, this does not preclude the ability to send or receive secure messages. Secure messages cannot be denied by Do Not Disturb. By simply tapping the speaker icon above the contacts or groups list, the VIA app can be placed in DND mode. As a result, your status on others' VIA app will be indicated red with a hyphen in the contacts list. And additionally, your location pin will be indicated in red on the others' map view. Incidentally, while in Do Not Disturb mode, you'll still have the ability to send PTT calls and alert calls to other active VIA users and groups. Those users or members of groups that reply with a complimentary PTT can then converse in a two-way manner, even while you remain in Do Not Disturb mode. Once a conversation is completed, you will still remain in Do Not Disturb mode. Duty mode can be used to temporarily disable one's location-based services during periods of off-duty. For example, duty mode can be enabled while on a lunch break or even at the end of one's shift. When duty mode is enabled, the location pin of the VIA user will not be visible on all other VIA users' map view. However, the user who's in duty mode will still be able to receive incoming audible PTT and alert calls. Again, duty mode does not affect the ability to send or receive PTT calls or alert calls. Duty mode only removes the map view location pin on all other VIA users' devices. Duty mode is enabled by tapping on the map pin icon located above the contacts or groups list. When duty mode is enabled, the location pin icon will appear red. It's also important to remember, if an inbound PTT call or alert call is answered, duty mode will automatically be disabled and one's location pin will once again be persistently visible on all other users' map view. You must once again tap on the duty mode icon to reestablish the feature after a PTT conversation. Enabling and disabling global Do Not Disturb can optionally be tied directly to the silence switch on the iPhone. Switching the iPhone to silence effectively enables global Do Not Disturb. And as you recall, Do Not Disturb is global. Remember, when another VIA user sends you a PTT call or alert call, your device will remain silent and no audible alert tone will be emitted. And at a later time, you have the opportunity to contact the person that attempted to contact you. From the recents list, highlight the call of interest, press and hold the push-to-talk button to reply. Two-way communications will remain active for up to 30 seconds so long as there's PTT activity as usual. There's a feature that will send the receiving VIA user a continuous string of audible alert calls until that user acknowledges the alert. This may be useful in noisy and challenging environments such as a construction site or in the proximity to noisy machinery. The VIA settings, endless alerts on missed calls, can be provisioned by the VIA administrator or by the user of the iPhone or iPad. Normally, when you receive an alert call from another VIA user, you'll hear an audible tone. And if you do not answer the alert call, you'll see a notification on your display. To enable endless alert calls on the iPhone, tap Settings, and then enable Missed Call Endless Alert. Next, you must define the duration of the alert call. While still in the Settings menu, tap Alert Call Ring Time. You have several options, but by selecting Unlimited, all incoming alert call notifications will be continuous until answered. Remember, endless notifications apply to incoming alert calls only. Push-to-talk calls and secure messaging alerts cannot be made continuous. Note that when missed call endless alert is enabled, toggling an iPhone's silent switch in Do Not Disturb mode will also silence the audible endless alert call. This is probably most useful when you've silenced your phone during a meeting but still would like to receive audible alert calls, as for instance your job duties may be critical in nature. Alternatively, endless alert calls can be set up from the VIA admin web portal. The duration of audible alerts can be hard set to several different durations as well as unlimited. When a VIA user initiates a PTT call by pressing the push-to-talk button, an audible alert tone will be emitted, signaling the user that the system is prepared and the user can begin speaking into their device. This is often called permit-to-talk tone or the channel grant tone, common in land mobile trunk radio systems. Optionally, a complementary tone can be emitted when the VIA user releases the push-to-talk button, which signals the user that the floor is idle and the smart device is now ready to receive transmissions from others in the field. The beginning and the end of transmission tones are reminiscent of some legacy IDEN devices, and some VIA users may feel more comfortable with the presence of the floor idle tone at the end of their transmission. To enable the end of transmission idle tone on the iPhone, tap More at the top of the VIA app, tap Settings, tap Default Sound Profile, and then enable Play Idle Tone. Alternatively, the end of transmission idle tone can be hard set from the VIA admin web portal. This can be accomplished by your VIA administrator. Surveillance group mode cannot be set up directly from the iPhone, but must be provisioned from the VIA admin web portal. We should, however, mention that this feature does exist, and if needed, the VIA administrator can set up the feature accordingly. By default, a call established by users in a predefined open or closed enterprise group will be automatically terminated when there is no longer PTT call activity for 30 seconds. We learned this from the previous episodes. Users must go back to the VIA groups list on their devices, highlight the group, and then initiate a push-to-talk call session to continue the subsequent communications. During surveillance operations, VIA users may want the VIA group to remain active for periods longer than 30 seconds, thus lessening the inconvenience of repeated selection of the same group on their devices after long periods of inactivity. A VIA group type called Surveillance Group Mode will allow a VIA group to remain active for up to 2 hours during long periods of inactivity. The VIA administrator, through the VIA admin web portal, can provision a predefined enterprise group with its group type set to Surveillance Group, again increasing the inactivity period from 30 seconds to up to 2 hours for all members of that group. And once again, surveillance groups can only be provisioned by the VIA administrator from the VIA admin web portal. So this completes our last JPS VIA iOS user tutorial episode. If you would like to learn more about the JPS VIA push-to-talk-over-cellular application, please give us a call or visit us at JPS.